Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today. What's poppin', pimpin'? It's your boy Scotty motherfucking Wilson back with another fabulous episode of Vlogging for My Sanity. And first of all, I want y'all to tell me if y'all can hear it. Like, what's the significant difference in whether or not you can hear me now and with the microphones. So we gonna plug the microphones in real quick so I can get straight to it. Cause my brain be working a little bit goofy and I will forget what the fuck we talking about if I don't hurry up and get to it. So let me go ahead and plug my microphone in first. It is early in the morning, so how was your day? So there we go. Y'all should be able to hear me. I'm gonna put it out here because it be sounding like real loud when I go back and listen to them sometimes. It be sounding real loud. So anywho, uh I'm gonna plug in this one real quick and then we can get to it. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. All right. So today, what I'm fussing about, because I'm always fussing about something. No, I'm just kidding. I just saw a post, right, that I felt like was really, 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 really interesting. Um, so I saw a post just a minute ago, just a second ago, that I've seen a few times and I want to speak to it. So the post said, I don't know why I have a habit of doing this. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I have no idea why. I think it got something to do with the fact that just a natural born rebel, and y'all told me not to run with scissors, and now I just do this all the time. I know I shouldn't, but this is so bad. But yeah, I just thought about that. I do that all the time. I don't know what my infatuation is with like sharp stuff and my ability to like not cut myself. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I saw this post, right? My bad, y'all. So I saw this post, right, and because I feel like people say this like a badge of honor, right? Hear me out. Hear me out. I know we 2 minutes in and you already like, nigga, say something. So have you ever seen somebody say some shit like this? I saw a motherfucker that said, hey, he said, I don't know if this is a bad thing or not, but for some odd reason, whenever I catch a play or a hustle or a lick or any way to get some money, my immediate thought is to run and go tell my homeboys and my friends and go tell people. Yeah, I'm always trying to give away this, that, and the other. Now, I might put the post on here so y'all can see what so you can read it for yourself because I'm paraphrasing. I might be saying it wrong. I have a problem with that statement. The first problem I have with that statement is not necessarily to the individual, but how often I see this rhetoric on social media. I often see that rhetoric, and it because to a certain extent I agree. I kind of used to be the same way. Every time I figure out something, I go run and tell, what I'm saying, my homies, like, hey, look, y'all, we can do this, and this. My first thought when I saw that post was, yes, that's a bad thing. Because I want to start at the beginning of his conversation. He said, well, I don't know if this is a bad thing or not. Okay, well, let's break down what you said. This is why I don't necessarily like fucking with other people. Like, I think this is why I'm a bad friend. Because you can't just say shit to me. Like, people say, like, that seems like honestly, for me to even break it down, makes me feel like I'm a bad friend, like, to people, because people will say shit like this to me, and I can't just let you just say shit. Like, it's hard for me to just let people just say shit. And that's probably bad. You know what I'm saying? To the end, to add context to what he was saying to what I'm about to say. Like, I don't like that. I don't maybe I overthink life, but at the same time, it'd be certain shit where I'm like, you can't say that you believe in energy and then say, oh my God, my mom makes me so bad, I want to kill her. That doesn't work. You can't. You're not gonna sit here and contradict yourself in front of me like that. Like, that'd be my thing with people. And that's when I was younger. I used to do this shit all the time. That's why I feel like I'm a bad friend, because I don't really fuck with people now, because now the only people that are around me are the people who can deal with that. Because you're not finna sit up here and say, well, I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. The fact that you were confused about it kind of makes me feel like it might be a bad thing. And this is why, because I'm not judging. This is why. Why do you think it's okay for information to be given to you, and then as soon as it's given to you, you feel overly obligated to go give it away for free? Let's look at it in that context. Matter of fact, I do you one better, since y'all be wanting to be so spiritual about everything and try to say this like it's a badge of honor. That's why I have a problem with it. My bad, it took so long for me to actually get to the point. I'm 5 minutes in. That's why people don't fuck with me, because I talk too much. But anyway, that's not true. People actually like the way I talk. Because I add context. And certain shit in life you need to add context to, and that's why people be cooked, because they don't add context to nothing. And that'd be my problem with people. So if you were here, that's why you like, you know what I'm saying, the way I talk. Anyway, I don't like that. I don't want people to keep doing that. Like, even if you do that, stop doing that. That's not a badge of honor. Like, you giving away information. Okay, this is why I'll make it make sense for you, because you're probably somewhat religious or somewhat spiritual. So let's put it like this. Whatever it is you believe in, let's say the universe or God bestowed upon you something that was only for you. I feel that way about things like information, energy, you know what I'm saying, things that happen to you in life. At what point did you think it was in the grand design to go give whatever was given to you away to everybody else? Like, explain to me in what part of the grand design that makes sense. Because what black people do, I know other people do it too, but especially black people. Black people, what they do is they'll sit here and say, well, the information has been keeping away from us for so long. You know what I'm saying? They kind of do it in a self-righteous type of way. Well, you know, I gotta give it away to my people, because you know they always try to hide plays from us. And for me, when you really get into, like, to me, it seems like when you start looking at those people who say stuff like that, it almost sounds self-centered. Follow me. A lot of people are enablers. A lot of people use being a good person as a way of control. They really do. That's why I don't necessarily care to be a good person no more. That's why if y'all look at some of my other videos, I tell y'all, like, I don't necessarily give a fuck about you. Not in a negative way, but I don't want you to think that I'm gaining something by, like, getting, you know, by trying to get over on you. I don't have that much energy to try to get over on you. Like, I don't give a fuck about you enough to make it seem like it needs to be this way to appease, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't care to try to appease you. I would much rather tell you the truth and, like, try to keep it real with you. Because why do I give a damn to lie? Like, for what? So for me, when people say stuff like that, it always comes off a little bit disingenuous. Maybe because they don't add context, but even when they do add context, it sounds more and more like you just want to enable people so they can enable you. Let me try to make this make sense, because I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. Most of the people that I see saying stuff like this, you know, I'm always giving stuff away, usually have an internal Okay. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. It probably cut out for a second, so let me repeat what I just said. If you're a natural born giver, then why are you on social media complaining about how much you give? If that's the gift that God gave you, then you're being disingenuous sitting on social media talking about why is it that I give away stuff to people all the time, but it doesn't seem like it comes back. That's disingenuous. That's extremely disingenuous. That doesn't make any sense because, and if you feel like it's a problem, then you're probably the problem because, which is that's why people don't. That's why people do shit. That's why people like to be pandered to because you want me to tell you that you're not the problem and it's them. No, it's you. And my bad. Just like I said, I've been doing that shit since I was a kid. But it's really you. And I'm when I say this to people, I'm not really. This is my thing. I'm not even necessarily talking to you. Like you think I'm talking to you, but I'm not necessarily talking to you. Hold on, I gotta look at the camera. You think I'm talking to you. I be forgetting where the camera is because I'm looking at the screen, and the screen make me look like I'm looking at something else. If I look at the camera, then it looks like I'm looking at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I'm alive. I'm dead again. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, you think I'm specifically talking to you because in your human brain, you're looking at me talking to you. What you don't realize is that a lot of the stuff that I say specifically is things that I believe that I needed to hear before I was able to understand whatever it is that I'm saying right now. That's why I try to add context. That's why sometimes I ramble. That's why sometimes it seems like it's a very long-winded way of me saying something. It's because, man, I wish somebody would have took the time to actually explain certain things to me to where I could have context so then I wouldn't have to ran into me so much bullshit because I'm a very logical person. So for me, if you was able to explain it in a logical way, in a way that made sense, and another thing that I notice about people, even people that are intellectual, they refuse. They have such a hard time breaking something down to somebody that's slow because people that are slow, even if you try to give it to them in a way that you specifically feel like is easy for them to understand, it still might not be what they need for them to understand. So as an intellectual, you need to understand that part and actually have patience with whatever you're saying. And if you don't have patience, then you can't, to me, you can't qualify yourself as an intellectual because you're ignoring the fact that patience is a part of you being able to communicate whatever it is you're trying to communicate. So therefore, you're not really an intellectual, you're an asshole. You're really just somebody who wants people to look at you. And that's what was happening to me. That's how I know it's a thing. You just want people to look at you. And the moment that you stop giving a fuck about that, then people actually would listen because you actually do have something good to say. You do actually be having points. There is something to be said about the fact that you give away things, but you're putting it in the wrong context because you want somebody to give you things as well. And you're asking the wrong people. You should be asking the universe. You should be asking God. Whoever the fuck you want to call it, that's on you. I ain't trying to judge you. That's why I give it different names. But whatever it is, that's who you need to be talking to. Because essentially that's you talking to yourself, and that's the only person that's going to fucking listen anyway. That's why we say we are God. God is in me. You know what I'm saying? You want to see God look in the mirror and all that and the other, blah, 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 blah. All the other stuff the church people have been saying forever as a metaphor. But then when people start taking it literal, all of a sudden, what are you talking about? You're not God. No, you kept saying those things as a metaphor. I was raised in the church. I've heard that multiple times over. If you want to see God, look in the mirror. I've heard that over and over and over and over and over again. And now I live in a generation of people who took it literal. And now y'all looking at them crazy because they took what you said literal. That's what you said, though. And you never, ever, ever, you never, ever, I've never seen none of you church people ever sit here and say, hey, let me add context to what we were trying to say. You can't add context. To me, you know why? Because you were actually right. You just didn't want to be right because you were being disingenuous in the moment. But you were actually right. I am God. I am the reflection of him. I am his like all of the shit y'all been saying metaphorically. It actually wasn't a metaphor. It actually was reality. But humans are disingenuous because they need something outside of themselves to actually feel like they're a part of whatever's outside of them. Otherwise, you feel like an individual and it makes you feel small. That's just the way the human brain has been working since the beginning of time. According to y'all. It's not my opinion. According to y'all, that's what y'all been doing. So, as a human, if you could my bad, they was wilding. I had to delete some shit. My fault, my fault. I had ran out of storage. I'm like, what the fuck? I had to delete hella pictures out of my shit. How the fuck I'm my own storage? That don't make no sense. Anyway, it was the applications because when I be editing shit, I edit shit on my phone. So when you edit videos in the programs, this little content creating tip. Sorry, we're getting off subject, but when you edit shit in on your phone, um, which is why you need a laptop and a phone if you're gonna do content creating. You kind of need both, not just for the aesthetic, but you need more storage room. You're gonna need as much storage room as possible because let's say that you start this content creating and you botch like a bunch of your first videos. You're gonna need to see all of those in reference, uh, and you're going to need to study your pattern of movement, what works and what don't work. And really, the only thing that's stopping you is that your fear from putting it out there. So that way, you have documented evidence of how much you fucked up, so you know exactly what to do to fix it. You're so worried about looking like you fucked up, you won't put the content out there, so you can have documented evidence on how to fix that. Honestly, everything is under the eyes of the fucking government, and they can literally hack your phone if you destroyed it. So please stop thinking that you're trying to hide something or from anybody. Stop giving a fuck. Like you saying, "Oh, well, I don't want to see. I don't want people to see what's going on in my household." Nobody told you had to fucking talk about what's going on in your household. Nobody had to see the fact that your husband ain't shit or the fact that your mother is a piece of shit. Like nobody has to see that. Or they might need to because they might be going through the same situation and they might need the help. You sitting up here saying, "Oh, well, I just want to keep it to myself." I think in a world of social media that's a tad disingenuous because you're really going through a real thing. It'd be different if you were trying to do it for the attention, but you're not doing it for the attention per se. You're not like there. I'm saying that because and I'm only saying it for a niche group of people. This isn't for everybody. I'm not telling everybody and their mama to get on social media. I don't think you should if you don't want to. If you don't want to. But I'm not, I'm never gonna sit up here and understand the space of social media, which is why I was talking about what I was talking about earlier. I'm not never gonna sit here and try to understand the space of social media and then tell people to continue to dwell in their lives alone, dealing with the bullshit that they dealing with when you genuinely do not have to do that. Like you don't have to live in this little bubble and feel like, oh well, this is just my life and social media is fake and it's not. No, it's not. Social media is as fake as a dollar. Put it like that. That's how fake social media is. It's just as fake as a dollar. You know how people be like, so people get on social media and fake their lives. People get money and act like they rich. I'm just saying. Some people get money and act like they broke. Wouldn't that be the same thing that social media doing? Not telling you the real story? Because I can be rich as shit, but I don't want you to know that I'm rich because there are things that comes behind the way people act when you know that I'm rich. So I'm gonna get on social media and lie. So is that the evilness of social media as well? Me trying to protect my assets because y'all do too much? Fear. Y'all gotta get out of that shit. Y'all gotta stop being disingenuous. Like you're like it's not social media that's cooking you. You're cooking you. If you feel like social media is full of negativity, then like we live in interest media now. We don't live in social media now. So whatever you keep looking at and keep seeing is stuff that you genuinely like. And if you have a problem with it, then that's kind of your fault at this point. You could not look at that. And that's what America be banking on. America banks on humans being humans. And that's why that's why people try to walk around like it's a badge of honor or like they above people if they like don't smoke or drink or never been to jail and shit like that. It's because it's so many things to tempt you to be a bad person. If you're able to navigate those things, then you're somehow a better person. Which is weird because there are people who can achieve things in spite of these traumas. Like there are people, I would argue that the person who went through everything, that was a crack addict, that was a drug dealer, that was a prostitute, is to me a stronger individual than the person who never went through nothing and is continuing to live a good life. You never went through nothing. So I don't really like, what can you do for the rest of the world if you never went through nothing and you finna sit up here and tell me, you know what I'm saying, you should just be a good person. I've never drank alcohol. Well, the majority of us have alcohol problems. So you're not doing anything for me being a great person. Like you're actually kind of not contributing to society. Like, because the majority of society is cooked. Like we know that. And I'm not saying go be a bad person so that you can help society. That's not what I'm saying at all. If you're saying that, hey, I've never done these things, and you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand y'all. Well, you probably should cut out the I don't understand y'all part and explain to us how you got to that point, because I'm pretty much sure that it's probably something genetic of why you're doing that. And it's more than just I decided not to. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people, I think that's why some people have such a hard time um agreeing with being a good person, quote unquote, because a lot of us were put in predicaments and circumstances that we didn't have the choice to do. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really have a choice whether or not we was going to be in these predicaments and circumstances, which is why, for the most part, I think it would be better for us to not judge people at all. Like it, but I don't think we understand what judgment is. So that's probably why I do that. I don't think you know what judgment is. Like, you think you saying, oh well, you know what I'm saying, this person is doing this, and this, they fucked up. You think that's, judgment. When most of the things that people say that are judgment are really just like personal beliefs and traumas that they reflecting into somebody else because they think they should be away. Like, because if you have a problem with the fact that I smoke, then you don't know me. Like, like if okay, put it like that. Because I don't want to say it that cliche. Because the people on my end say that too, and I feel like that's disingenuous as well. I don't mean you just don't know me. What I'm saying is you didn't take the time to try to find out the context of why I'm this way, and you came up with a preconceived notion of who I am based off of what you were just looking at on face value, instead of trying to do your research to understand maybe why I do these things. So therefore, I'm just going to take what you're saying as judgment, and you can get the fuck out of my face. Context. And because humans have a short attention span, they don't want to take the time to say that, which is why y'all be cooked, because you need time to explain things. That's what, yeah, that's why the new generation is cooked, and that's why they don't understand why they cook. It's like, we smarter than our parents. Why can't we get it together? Your attention span. It's the same. It was the same with my generation. Every generation has like a something over the past generation, but then they have a new issue. So it's something that's still like keeping you on the same kind of playing field as the rest of the humans, where you're just as cooked as the rest of the humans, because now you have a new issue that nobody's used to dealing with. That's what my generation problem was. We're lazier because we don't have to physically go through the stuff that our parents from the 70s and the 80s had to go through. But at the same time, now we live in a world where, okay, you have to have your wits about you. You have to have your mental health has to be strong in a world that's different from it was before. Like, you telling me as a man, I have to have my mental health together the same way men in the past did, when men's masculinity wasn't being challenged as hard as it is now. So for you to just quickly say that I'm being that this generation ain't shit and they soft, for you to just immediately use that, then you're kind of stupid, in my opinion, because you literally don't pay attention to history at all. Like, you literally just ignore history, and I shouldn't listen to any of your advice, because most of what you're saying must be in your desire to hang on to the past. Because how can you say that this generation is soft without adding context into why it is soft? As if your generation didn't go through the same thing. Because you did. So there are movies about it. One of them's called The Butler. Like, there's a movie about a man who, Forrest Whitaker, one of the greatest actors of all time. I believe that was Forrest Whitaker, because this is a guy that looks just like him. I believe they're brothers. And yeah, but I do believe that was Forrest Whitaker. But anyway, yeah, it was about Forrest Whitaker growing up in the White House and being one of the servants. He was a butler. He grew up in the White House around the time where it was racist, and then he had a son, and then his son was like, "This is some bullshit. I don't understand why these white people treat us this way." You know what I'm saying? I'm finna stand up and be a Black Panther. And he said, "Son, what the fuck are you doing? That is not how we live. We don't do this, that, and the other. You need to calm the fuck down." And he like, "Nigga, who is you talking to? You sound like these white folks right now." And he said, "Nigga, who is you talking to? I'm your father." And he like, and they going back and forth like that right there. Because both of them are right. So, but there's flaws in both of their generations. So to even argue about that, to me, is disingenuous. That's why I don't like conversations between, even conversations that I have with older men. especially older black men. This is why we hate talking to each other, because both of us are so disingenuous to each other's points. Both of us. Y'all be being disingenuous on why we are soft, and we're disingenuous on why you talking like that. To a certain extent, it's almost unfair to put on the younger generation because they don't understand what they're saying. The older generation should have been watching and paying attention to what's going on, which is why they're being disingenuous about shit. To me. Because when I sit up here and talk to somebody that's younger than me about something, it's not that I be disingenuous about why I don't like it. Most people that are younger than me can't sit still long enough to comprehend what I'm saying. They're not dumb. They just can't sit still. So I'm sitting here talking, and now you on your phone. Even now, you probably on your phone while you listening to me now. Point proven. Literally, my point proven. You know what I'm saying? So, unless you're watching me on your phone, then it's, then you're, well, technically still on your phone. But hey, man, let me know when Ragnarok come back. Y'all keep telling me the wrong shit. I need to know when they gon' finish Ragnarok, because Soho is teetering into going into fucking Gohan territory, and I'm not. It's I'm sorry, y'all. I'm anime nerd. Some anime shit popped up on my phone, so I do apologize. I'm trying to wait for the rest of the Ragnarok manga to come out, so that I can read that and keep up with what's going on, because I feel like Solo Leveling is like one of the dopest stories I ever seen. So anyway, blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, because I don't know how long this been. I know I was talking earlier and the video cut off because I ran out of storage per se. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. I'm gonna have to delete some other little clips and videos and shit like that. So that's why you should put your shit out there, so that way you have it like later if you need to save something, to document something, to go get something, or whatever the case may be. Which is another reason why you shouldn't keep a lot of bullshit in your phone, because you never know what you want to post. I mean, unless you're an OnlyFans person, which I don't really give a fuck about that. Just go to Twitter. Like, nobody's mad about that shit in your phone. Just go to Twitter. I promise your granny not on Twitter. Like, you can post all of the bullshit you want. Just get on Twitter. Like, now you got to deal with Elon Musk and whatever the fuck you want to do, but have at it, bro. Like, stop. I just want humans to stop holding stuff in, because what happens is when y'all hold stuff in, you let it out in real life, in reality. Well, you let it out on your day to day, because I don't want to keep disregarding social media as not reality, because it's a version of reality. To me, it's the same thing that people do when they don't tell you that they got a promotion. Like, that's why people get on internet and quote unquote lie about their life. It's not your fucking business. So for you to use that as an excuse to demonize social media, you don't get where we came from as a society. It was never your fucking business. That's why we stopped beating kids in school, because it ain't your business what I'm doing with my shit. Like, and now y'all saying, oh, well, we cooked as a community, and that's what we don't get along as a community. Yeah, because you stupid ass niggas keep going to McDonald's, and nobody told y'all to do that. They just put the McDonald's in your neighborhood, and you said, I can't resist. It's $1. Like, that's why they don't give a fuck about you, because you can't resist the dollar menu. You won't stop feeding your children chicken nuggets, because your kids will holler if you don't give them chicken nuggets, and you care more about your piece. See, it be disingenuous shit that people be doing, and they don't be want to admit that. And they'll say stuff like, well, that's easy for you to say. No, it's not. It's not easy for anybody to say, but it's still reality. It's not easy for anybody to say. I wish people would stop doing it. Well, it's easy for you to say. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. Like, it's not easy for anybody to say. It doesn't change reality. That's just like when your parents tell you, hey, you need to strap your bootstraps up and get this shit together, because these are your kids. You feel what I'm saying? No, I didn't want to hurt your feelings saying that, but that's the reality of it. And you sit up here saying, oh, well, you're not being a good grandparent anymore. Nigga, what? You had the fucking kids. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's unfair that we do that to ourselves. That's not fair. Because my thing is, the only reason why you feel like that is because you need help. If you were rich, you wouldn't give a damn about what your parents saying about your kids. You wouldn't care, because you wouldn't need the help. So stop doing that. Like, stop being disingenuous about why you're angry. That's why your anger doesn't get solved. And I want you to solve your anger. I want you to actually be a happy person. So if you listen to me, then you can be a happy person. If you don't care to be a happy person, then please, by all means, go the fuck away. I don't care. I genuinely want you to be a happy person. You know why? Because when I go out into the world, I would much prefer from when I run into you at fucking Walmart that you're a decent fucking person. Like that I don't have to deal with you and your bullshit throughout the day. If I can put a little bit of niceness in the world or a little bit of reality in the world, so that way when I go out into the world, I don't have to deal with the dumb shit as much because I know I contributed to trying to fix your idiocy and so to the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. I'm not sitting up here being a politician. Sorry, that's not how I was built. I don't even know if I could do politics because a lot of that shit y'all be doing make my stomach hurt. Like the fact that we have to have policies and shit about people like what's happening right now. I'm you know what? I never thought I was even gonna be one of these people, but I've been saying stuff about Gaza for a while now, almost because, and not because I want to promote it or whatever, or I feel like I'm obligated, or because I'm a human, or because I'm an American and I think this is gonna give me views. I don't give a fuck. It's just wrong. Period. There's no reason to be starving an entire fucking generation of people to the point where you might wipe them out. There's nothing that you could tell me that would make that make sense. None. Nothing. Unless these people are genuinely turning into terror, like they're literally breeding terrorists out of this particular area. Unless you could literally show me that every single person that comes out of this area is bred to be a terrorist and a horrible person, and I still wouldn't agree with you. I would still say, hey, maybe put them in jail or something like that, or try to figure out a rehabilitation way to get some of these people, because it sounds like they've been manipulated into this way of thinking. I still wouldn't say murder them all. So the fact that humans can't come to agree or stuff about that, this is why I don't listen to you niggas. Because that shouldn't be like, we shouldn't be talking about that. That shouldn't be nothing to talk about. There should be nothing to discuss. There should be nothing to talk about. There should be nothing to talk. I should not have had to say that like multiple days in a row for any reason. I don't give a fuck what color these people are. And my thing is, as a person who they've been like psychologically doing that to my generation as well, I would be disingenuous to say that that's not, like, to not say that that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Like, they psychologically do the same thing to my people all the fucking time. So why would I not understand why that's fucked up? That's fucked up. Like, they cause mental famine to my generation as well. And I know what's gonna happen to the next generations on down. These niggas gonna start doing some wild ass fucking shit. And it's gonna look real fucking crazy. And it's gonna be hard to argue points because niggas want to argue in the street and they be like, yeah, well, but you niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's not, no. I don't want that to happen to anybody. Like, why would I just be like okay with it? And like, well, you know, I'm cool because I still gotta worry about black shit. Like, I mean, I do, but I think before we had names on these race shits, we were humans. And as a human, that doesn't make sense. I think I need to be human first. Like, people want to be black before they be human. People want to be white before they be human. And I think that's a little bit disingenuous. But I get why they do it, because white people love like going to that conversation so they can feel better about who they are. We're all the same people. If we are, then act like it. Act like you understand why I'm upset then. Stop trying to disregard my anger. I can be calm. I'm cool, but stop trying to disregard my anger as if like it's not warranted. It's very warranted. Like, black people have the right to be upset. So stop doing that. Just stop doing that. Like, I think y'all be real disingenuous about shit. So y'all hate talking about it. I be seeing a look on white people's faces every time people bring up race as a real thing. And like, even in like scientific conversations, I've seen that like with scientists. I watch Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast sometimes, and I be looking at that shit. Like, sometimes white people will get on his show and he'll say something alluding to race. Like, because I don't think he cares about stuff like that. I really don't. He don't really seem like that type of person to me where he like cares about race and all that other shit. Because he's a scientist. He trips off science. He don't trip off stupid shit that we be tripping off of. I feel like most scientists do. Until he brings up race. I always see it. You can see it in their face every time. You can see it in their face every single time. It just bothers them. And I get why it bothers them. It should bother them. But you're bothered. So that's why I don't like the fact that we keep trying to disregard it as if it's not a reason for you to be bothered. Now, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. That's a good. That's a good. That's a good. That's a good start to the morning. That is a good start to the morning. So hopefully, I've helped you out in some type of way. Conquer the world. So I want you to go out and try to conquer the world to the best of your ability. But in order for you to conquer the world, you gotta conquer yourself. In order for you to conquer yourself, you gotta stop giving a fuck. Like all of this judgment that you have on other people. And again, some of the shit that I'm saying to y'all, I'm really saying to myself because I'm a part of the problem as well sometimes. But you gotta stop judging people. First of all, it's unnecessary energy that you put into other shit that you could be using for something else. So let's start there. Let's not put our energy where we unnecessarily need to put it. Even when it comes to like your friends and family, because you do that too. I know you do it. All right, you will say, oh, but this is my girlfriend. Oh, but this is my boyfriend. Oh, but this is my cousin. Oh, but this is my best friend that I grew up with. It's still a human. That doesn't make them any less a human. I know you as a human like to put titles over the fact that you're over humanity, but they're family. So we should have to deal with the bullshit. No, you shouldn't. That's why you should continue to work on it every single day. That's why you're almost overly obligated to work on it every single day because that is your family. Not just deal with the bullshit because it's family. No, those are the people that you're attached to. That's your mission. Fix it. By blood, by DNA, by chance. You know what I'm saying? That's what you just so happen to be connected to. And the crazy part is the only time that you like fate and chance and destiny is when $1,000 drops into your account randomly. That fate you wouldn't mind, huh? Yeah, I bet. Humans are so disingenuous. It's so wild. That's crazy. Well, nice to know you're all cooked. Just add some seasoning and hopefully it'll go better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just add a little seasoning. Oh, that's why y'all want to be black. Because we all cooked and you want to add some seasoning. I get it now. That's why y'all want to be black. Y'all need some seasoning. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. But I guess it is much more fun to imitate God than to be God, because then you incorporate all His responsibilities. So I get it. I get people. People look at black people like they're God because they're first ones, the original people. I get it. Black people look at themselves like they're gods. So disingenuous. So disingenuous. Like, why do you want to be a god? For what? Like, do you know what comes with that? No complaining. Like, people want to be gods, and then when they get the ability to be a god, they want to complain. Why don't people treat me like a god? What? I met a dude one time that was like that. That's why I hate that king queen woke shit. That shit is so fucking corny. Like, I remember I met this dude. He was like, women have to address me as king. Like, they have to. I'm like, wait, what? Why do they have to address you as king? Because I'm a god, and this is how you're supposed to address me. And he started spewing all that black ass shit and the ancestors and blah 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 blah. And to me, to me, like, just on a basic level, then you're not a god. I mean, I know you keep trying to go back to your ancestors and shit like that. I get that, but I don't really know of any god in history that needs to be overly acknowledged to be a god. I don't have a problem with acknowledging a higher being or a higher intellect, but you want me to like get down on my knees and like make you feel like you're God. That part is weird. Like, that's what I've always thought was weird when it comes to just religion as a whole, the whole worshiping thing. Because a human came up with the concept. A human came up with the concept that I need to worship God in order for God to feel like I appreciate God. Who told you how God thinks? What made you think that you, a human, worshiping him will make him feel better about himself? I would love to know why you really think that. Like, just on a genuine scale, like Bible thumpers, the ones that swear that they study the Bible so hard, please explain that to me. Why do you think that God needed you specifically, or any of us, to make him feel like he was God? And for all of those who, what I'm saying, might not um adhere to that type of thinking, I think y'all probably would understand why I'm saying a little bit better, because just think about all of the gods, quote unquote. Just think about every superhero or god or anything that we've ever talked about throughout history. I'm talking about from the religious ones all the way down to the comic books. All of the guys that you could think of. Does that not make sense that every single one of them, from the religion to the comic books, for some odd reason get a kick out of being worshipped? Some odd reason, all of y'all have some type of obsession with being worshipped. That's weird without context. Because honestly, there's more to the worshiping of God, in religion, than just stroking a motherfucker ego. But that's how it's presented. It's presented as if you're just stroking their ego. Because you got to do this for God. You got to do that for God. Like, you're never telling nobody why, though. Like, what does that have to? Because and to me, it's even more disingenuous, because when you explain to somebody why, it sounds like a bunch of selfish shit. Well, I prayed to God. Why? So he could fix my life. Why? Because I'm going through something. Why? Because God wanted to show me something. Why? Because he needed me to do something. It's a lot. Like, I just noticed that when you talk to religious people, it's a lot of me, I. Even when they try to talk about, and I really can't stand them people that act like they're because they just as bad as enablers. They're just enablers. They're just basically the people that I was talking about when I first started this video. The people that be like, no, it's about loving everyone. It's about helping everyone. It's about all of us coming together. I can't stand when religious people say that, and then all of a sudden when I get to talking about racism, now all of a sudden y'all want to stop talking. Like, unless your church is actively trying to help the black community, what are you talking about? Because that's obvious. Like, are y'all going out of y'all way to deal with this, like, stuff that's going on in the politics? Because that's like really like that. I don't see none of y'all trying to raise no money for Gaza. I haven't seen it. I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. And y'all supposed to love everybody. So my thing is, there shouldn't be a waking moment in y'all lives where y'all not trying to help black people, or trying to help the immigrants, or trying to help, you know what I'm saying? That should be every single second of your day is trying to help. It's to try to get money and help and start like build y'all community so that you can help people. It should never be about you in no capacity. But I got to give tithes and offerings to the pastor because, he want to go on vacation. I've heard that. I've actually sat in church and heard that. This is our pastor. We love him. He, he always been there for us. So we should send him on vacation. There is no fucking way that you're really a shepherd of God. You can look at your sheep and say, you know what, y'all gave me all y'all wool. That's cool. I'm gonna go on vacation while y'all cold. Nigga, what? If everybody in your church ain't rich and doing well, what are you going on vacation for? These are your sheep. This is your flock. This is what you, according to the Bible, God put you in charge of these people, Mr. Pastor. So if anybody in your congregation is struggling in any capacity, that's your fault. And the majority of why people that look like us are struggling is because of, like, do we really need to get into it? That's why I don't like people coming to me about church shit. Because I don't care that you have a program that talks about, like, generalized African American history every Wednesday, ruining people's fucking week. Like, that don't make me feel better. That it does not make me feel better. Like, where are the programs that are genuinely teaching your children? Like, okay, because I don't want to shit on them without uh um without resolutions. Because that's why I feel like people be doing. That's what that would be judging if I was to just sit here and shit on y'all without a resolution. I have resolutions for y'all because even though I don't necessarily fuck with the church like that, I still think the idea of what y'all be trying to say is in good faith. I do. I genuinely think y'all have, some of y'all have like good intentions with the whole, I do want to help people. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that God is here to, is the answer, and this, that, and the other, and Jesus is the answer, blah, 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 blah. I think a lot of y'all do have good faith in that. If that's the case, then you white people need to give up your white privilege. And you know what I mean by that. And if you don't, I will explain to you. When we say give up your white privilege, there are, let's see, what would be the way to do that? Allowing Black people the space to be. And when I say the space to be, that's when I start talking about the individuals. Because I feel like that's what a lot of Black people do. They'll hate on white people without resolution. And I don't want to do that. When I say give up your white privilege, if I tell you that, because I've actually dealt with this situation before, if I tell you that, hey, this shit is feeling racist, like this, I don't like the way y'all, this ain't how we do this. Take that into consideration and then speak about it. Talk. Understand. Like, my thing is, when we say white privilege, it's because you don't let us in your space without trying to understand. White privilege is me coming to you about my problem that I've been dealing with for a while, and you say, well, maybe you should go to HR about that. Oh, okay, we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll have a meeting and we'll discuss it, and then we'll see if there's anything can be done. That's disingenuous. To give up your white privilege is to say, oh, it's to really try to understand the context of what they're saying, because some people do be tripping. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you gotta listen and do everything every Black person say. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying listen in context. Listen to see if it makes sense. Understand that. Put yourself in their shoes. Would you feel the same way based off of where they're coming from, or do you think they're just giving you a passionate rant? Because even if they are giving you a passionate rant, then you probably should need to sit there and listen. I mean, what's the problem with listening? You want it to be the boss, like you want it to be the American. You don't want you want it to be the one that can handle it. So since you can handle it, handle it. You cannot sit up here and act like y'all want to be managers and store owners and all this, that, and the other. And then when we come to y'all with our issues, y'all want to break down and fire us. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. No. No, 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 no. That's not how that works. That's white privilege. That's white privilege. Acting like it's okay to do whatever the fuck you want to do whenever you fucking want to do it. That's not okay. And y'all got to stop throwing that on us just because we have an issue with the way you're acting, or we have an issue with the way we feel like we're being treated. Because if we sit up here and say, hey, bro, this feel like some racist shit, it should, if it's that obvious that it's not, it should be an easy point out. It should be easy. Because some niggas do be being disingenuous. Well, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, y'all being racist to me. Well, Tyrone, you've been late every day for the last month. Every single day. So we try, because we do understand that, you know, Black people do go through things. So maybe you can tell me why you're late every day. That would be you giving up your white privilege. Tell me why you're late every day. Like, what's going on at home? Like, are you okay? Like, is everything all right? Because 9 times out of 10, whatever situation that Tyrone's in, I'm pretty sure if he had a choice, he would have put himself in that situation. I'm almost guarantee every Black person that's getting on your nerves, if they had a choice on whether or not they could fix that, I'm sure they would if they felt like they had a choice. Most of them genuinely don't feel like they have a choice, and they're always slow because they've been eating McDonald's for breakfast. So they can't articulate themselves well. You, with your white privilege, understand that and need to stop acting like they're passionate and just in their feelings when they come to you. If you want to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? You really don't. Like, this is America. I guess you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. You can just get the fuck out of my face. So you could do that. Um, you know, that's cool too. Nobody mad at you though. That's the thing. Nobody be mad. You just need to let people have their space to like be. And that's why I would be mad if a white person was doing this, because I would, well, no, I wouldn't. They would have to add context though. And I wouldn't mind them telling their specific story. Like if you told your specific story in context, I give an example. Neon, that fool. It was a one of his little rants that he went on. He sat there in front of some, I forgot who the guy was. I've seen him before, but I forgot who he was. He sat in front of this little bodybuilder dude and was just like, "Who's your least favorite race?" And he said, "What? I don't have a least favorite race." And he really said that. I don't understand. Well, yes, I do. I do understand why people listen to him, because the majority of the people that listen to him are kids on the internet, and their kids are stupid. So I don't understand why we confused by that. Kids are stupid. They've been stupid. Like they're kids. Like they're supposed to be stupid. That's why I hated when people called me stupid when I was in my 20s. I'm like, duh. Like I'm not like every other. I wasn't every other kid. Like I'm like, well, yeah, I'm supposed to be. I'm young and we have a phrase for it. It's called young and dumb. Like it's a whole phrase for the way I'm acting. So why are you so confused? That's why I didn't like advice when I was in my 20s, because people, when older people gave me advice, they gave me advice as if I was every other young person, and I wasn't saying, hey, I'm aware that I'm young and dumb. So I need you to talk to me as a person who's aware, not just a young and dumb person. I'm aware that I'm young and dumb. And I don't think any of y'all even understand awareness. So that's why y'all can't give me good advice. Like, I'm aware. That's the problem, is that I'm aware of things. So I need you to give me more than just young and dumb answers. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what that is. All right, I'm hungry. I'm done with y'all. Unless y'all want to eat with me. What we finna eat? We ain't finna eat that cereal. That cereal had a nigga cooked. Boy, I had that boy. Well, I ain't show y'all the cereal. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all the cereal. Cause right now we doing vlogging for My Sanity. So um I showed y'all the cereal on the podcast. So just in case you don't watch the podcast, I still show you cereal anyway. We tried this on the podcast. It's infused cereal, and it's called In the Mix. It's by Dank Universal Highs. I don't know if you can see that. You can't see it. Yeah, the sticker real little. But anyway, yeah. So I put his information on my other video and stuff like that. I will attempt to put it into the comments now. It's just a lot when it comes to this, like editing and content creating shit. That's why people get rich off of it. And that's why it's only a few people that can get rich off of it. Like it's a lot of stuff that you have to do on a daily basis to get like in a position of like rich and powerfulness. That's why I don't like when people look at DDG and be like, ugh. It's like, bro, he put in the work that all of us should be like, or just now considering to put in. And now you mad because he rich. Like when I look at the video that kind of made me understand that it's possible for anybody, like one of my first videos, How to Grow Weed with No Lights, that video is at 23,000 views. And every time I look at that video, I always think, what would have happened if I had been doing what I'm doing now from the first time that I got on YouTube? And I kept making videos and I kept posting, and I kept doing this and I kept doing that. I'd probably be rich too. Because all of the content is there. Everything is there. Even the numbers to understand that I understand about social media, that could have been a job for me. Like understanding people's social media and helping people build social media, because I know what I'm doing. I'm doing it now. So I could have made that a job. Like helping people build their social media and understanding how social media works authentically. Like some of y'all be wanting to look get quick rich shit. So I couldn't help a lot of y'all. And I could just be stealing people money and be like, you know what I'm saying? I can show you like quick ways to do it. Because I do know the quick ways to do it. It's just not sustainable. So you kind of have to do it the hard way if you really want to do it. And doing it the hard way saves you later, because let's say you get into a scandal. I'll give you um a little cheat code in being a good content creator and then being successful later in your life. If you're a good content creator early and then get successful later, it trumps a lot of the stuff that you could possibly get in trouble for because your fan base is gonna like you. Look at what Nicki Minaj is doing. She can't. It's almost like she can't fall off because her fan base grew up with her so much that they'll just die behind whatever she does, regardless, whether it's good or bad. And what I'm saying is, well, I guess that's kind of bad for people too. So I'm kind of giving you bad advice right now. But yeah, like your fan base would not give up. I don't think Neon's fan base is gonna go anywhere because they've been following him and knowing that he's been doing shit like that for a while. You hear what I'm saying? Like he gonna fall off maybe in the public eye, but I don't think his like money is gonna go away because he's already been in the public eye and now people know who he is and he can like feed off of that. Like he can eat off of that for a while if he want to. Like so that's what I mean. That's the good thing about America. Like if somebody like that could become successful, there's absolutely no excuse for you. Like if people can revere Hulk Hogan after everything he's done and then still say, yeah, but he passed away, so we should be gentle. Why are you holding yourself back? Like look at how much bad things that people have done and we still have to, you know what I'm saying? So don't do yourself like that. There's absolutely no excuse for you. None. I'm tired of y'all excuses. I'm sick of y'all excuses. You should be sick of your excuses. You can look at a person that can call black women monkeys and they can go on as many racist rants as they want to and still somehow be revered by the people who did they. That is so sick to me. That is so sick to me that there are black people revering this man. I mean, but he still, but I had the doll when I was a kid though. Y'all still listen to R. Kelly, don't you? Sick, sick. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy to me. But that's what I'm saying. The fact that women still listen to R. Kelly, there's no excuse for you to not be successful. Like women listen to R. Kelly actively. Like they make TikTok trends and shit. Like it's not even a secret. Like nobody's even hiding it. They don't care. They don't care. Like you'll see a Me Too movement, and then right after that, a woman dancing to R. Kelly. As a whole, like I know there are individuals who hate shit like that, as they should. You should be angry, but as a whole, niggas be cooked. Niggas be cooked. Do you, baby? Do you? My lips is ashy. That's exactly why you should do you. But yeah, nah, that's ridiculous. That you even think that you can't do something. Why do you think you can't do this, or you just stuck in whatever? When this man he was just on the Breakfast Club. And the crazy part, this is the other part that pissed me off. Why do y'all keep sacrificing the black woman every single time something has to be said when we got to do the hard shit? Because why the fuck did Just Hilarious call him out and nobody else said nothing? I don't like that. I don't like that. And the only person that really had her back is the other dark-skinned one, conveniently enough. I don't like that. They should have jumped him. Because what are we saying to the youth? But of course, because of the corporates and because of the people, like yeah, stupid shit like that. But then we'll sit here and defend ourselves in front of everybody when it comes to what's personal to us. Because if you say something about my wife, then I'm gonna use my platform to go off on you. But if you say something about people who look like my wife, I'm gonna let them get you. I guess. To each his own. That's not a judgment. That's just what happened. Like people take that as a judgment because they feel like that should be something that sounds offensive. And if it does, then why do you think it is? Why is me saying what happened, you know, an issue? And again, for clarification, all I'm saying is because I'm not trying to demonize nobody. I don't like how it seemed like Just Hilarious was the only one that was like ready to get on your ass because you deserve to have your ass got on. Pause. Well, she's a woman, so never mind. But you deserve that. You deserved all the smoke. I mean, it should have been a meeting. I don't know if it was, but it should have been a meeting before he came up there, and all y'all should have been like, "Yeah, we need to, yeah, nah." And I just yeah, I just I don't know. I don't know. It just feels weird when I see shit like this. Like why the black woman gotta do this shit like that? And now they got attacked just hilarious. And where y'all and I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm speaking in hindsight and I'm not talking like accurately. But for me, I could be a passerby. But I just didn't look. I didn't like that. I didn't like how the dark skinned woman was the one to say something. Then she got defended after she said something about the dark skinned man. Nobody else is really saying anything. But then now that he's kind of backed in this corner, now kind of people are throwing in their little blurbs of, well, yeah, but what did you mean by that? And we trying to be nice to him when we all should have had the same attitude at this table that Jess Hilarious had in unison. She was absolutely accurate in everything she said. They should have doubled down on what she said. After she said what she said, they should have been like, nah, yeah, she's right. Like, matter of fact, speak to that. They should have speak to that. Like, so how do you feel about, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that? Like, cause you're coming off real disingenuous right now. And like they really should have got on his ass. And because you worried about his Twitter community or his Twitch community, you not gonna say nothing? So you letting all of these little white boys, because that's what it be. It be them little white boys that be on the Call of Duty lobbies that be cursing people out all the damn time because they ain't got no home training. Them. Y'all letting the numbers of the people of them supersede the fact that, and then we pick and choose. It's just weird, bro. I'm not trying to judge. It's just weird. It's just weird. I just don't like that. And I genuinely don't give a fuck to pander to nobody as far as like the black woman thing. Because if she had said it wrong, I would have said something about that. I don't care to pander. Like I don't want to be one of them pandering ass niggas. Because some of these niggas do pander, and they be like, bro, why don't y'all listen to black women? No, it be situations where I'm like, no, that was weird. That was genuinely weird. Like that, and I think we need to say something about that. And I hate, like sometimes I hate being a man because I'm like, bro, I need to be a woman for a second because that needs to be, somebody needs to say something about that. Like, and y'all definitely ain't finna listen to us because I shouldn't be in women's business, but no, I think we collectively need to say something about that. That's weird. Hell no, absolutely not. Fuck him. Fuck them. Like, why do we get to like no? We get to let people do all of this bullshit and then get on because and then not apologize or not try to change. Like I could see if he was actively trying to fix that, but you know that people don't take the internet seriously. So there's going to be a group of black people who are still going to work for you regardless because you have money. They're not going to care about the fact that you. I've seen it. I just saw a nigga. I don't know who it was. I want to say it was a battle rapper. I can't remember because he was kind of covering his face up, but he was like, I don't see why black people get so mad when white people call us nigger. Well, I think you're stupid because why do you not understand, as somebody who is so intellectual, why black people get so angry? Like, what, my nigga? That's a stupid statement. If you say that it doesn't bother you because words are words, then that's totally fine in your world. But don't say you don't understand why black people get upset. That's disingenuous as fuck. How do you not understand? Like, so nobody's, so you mean to tell me you ain't never been mad at something? You never held a grudge. That's what you're saying. Let's just make this make sense on a human level. So nobody's ever done anything to you, and you was just like, fuck him forever. Like you just lived an amazing life, and nobody's ever done anything to you, and you just been so forgiving this entire time. Like you just loved people this entire fucking time. The fuck out of my face, bro. The fuck out of here, bro. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just words. Like why would I care that, you know what I'm saying, about the George Floyd thing? Like why would I care about Ferguson? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see why black people are angry. Of course you don't. These niggas. And then the crazy part is I didn't see his face, but I promise you I hope it's not who I think it was. I think it was a battle rapper, but I'm not sure exactly who he was. He might have been somebody else, but I'm hoping it's not who I think it is because the person who it is He's so intellectual. That was like the dumbest shit on the face of the earth he could have possibly said. But because we deem the internet to be a place where we can just say any old stupid ass shit we want to, you would rather say stupid shit than some shit that makes sense. Because you're looking at it like the internet. Like the internet is just, it's this fake reality world. Even though people have been fake before the internet got here. I don't understand why you think it's just the internet. Like, oh, the internet is fake. No, people are fucking fake. They've been fake. They've been fake their entire fucking lives. Like since humanity got here, they've been fucking disingenuous about every fucking thing. We still argue about race. We all came from the same sentient beings, but we all still argue about no, you humans they've been stupid. So what are we talking about? Anywho, all right. I think that's enough. I've been ranting for a minute now. I ain't finna sit here and talk to y'all heads off for a whole hour. Like that's kind of crazy. I've been trying not to do that. I've been trying to keep it short. But man, we be having a lot to talk about, bro. Cause I just don't want y'all to be so angry. It's a lot of stuff that I be saying. It's not to pass judgment on nobody. It's to get you to understand context so you can stop, so you can veer your energy in the correct direction. Because a lot of y'all just be angry and just be spewing shit, especially black people. They just be spewing anger, and it turns stuff into trauma. And now you can't properly do whatever it is you're trying to do because it sounds disingenuous. Like I said, like church. That's why I was talking about church. It's not that I want you to stop being a Christian or whatever the case may be, religious, whatever. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. My thing is just stop being disingenuous. If you want to worship God in the sanctity of your home and make it work for you, then just say you want to work for you. Don't say you give a damn about people, because you don't. If you did, then you be out here trying to help us. But you got stuff to do. You have children. You have a family. Like you got your own shit to fix. So stop trying to use that as an excuse to say that you're a good person. Bro, go fix your shit. Like, stop trying to put that on everybody else and doing all these dumbass 20v1s talking about we need to have a Christian democracy. No, we don't. No, we don't. Like, nobody needs a religious nothing because you kooks can't even keep religion to yourself. So no, we don't need religious nothing. If y'all could do it properly, if you were actually loving everybody the way you're supposed to, then we wouldn't have a problem. If y'all love people the way y'all supposed to, then y'all wouldn't be demanding only your religion in school. Just that right there. You don't care the way you say you care. Everybody's religion would be, you would specifically have a class that, like, in school that's for cultural diversity. If in Christian schools, if you loved everybody, you would love every other religion. You would just love people. If God is love, you would just love people regardless of what they are. You would not care. You wouldn't keep trying to convert them to what you're doing. You would just love. But y'all keep trying to convert people to do what you're doing. That's not genuine love. You don't care about these people. You only care about them if they're doing what you want them to do. If they're Christians, then you can help them. If they believe in the same things that you believe in, you can help them. Then it's not real to me. Then it's not love is love. Then love is not love. And y'all are full of shit. This is why don't nobody believe y'all when it comes to a lot of stuff that y'all deem love is love. When it comes to religion, when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to interracial relationships, that's why people don't believe you. Because I'm not saying there's nothing to not believe. Again, I'm not judging you. Y'all arguments just be shit. And I've said that on a video before. Y'all conversations be so wrapped in your feelings and emotions and it be so disingenuous. That's why can't nobody listen to y'all. And it's fucking up the entirety of what you're even trying to do. If y'all really want Christians to be a real thing or gay to be a real thing, then stop being disingenuous when people have their complaints about what you're doing. Stop acting like they have no evidence of this ever happening ever. Like I don't like that. I really wish that, like, gay dudes and straight dudes could have a better relationship. Not like that. Pause. Not like that. But it's a stupid conversation when we argue with each other because both sides, to me, sometimes are being, especially heterosexual men, they be being disingenuous. Stop acting like you don't understand why this is offending you. A lot of them, when I hear them talk about it, they don't speak on why it comes off offensive to them, not in context. They're always very disingenuous and in their feelings. So then I have to be on the gay people's side. I got to be on the gay dude's side. And it's like, bro, you genuinely don't give a fuck about him. or his experience or what he's been through or why he feels that way. So for you to say, oh, well, it's a phase or it's a choice and all that and the other, you're being disingenuous. That's why they don't listen to you. But it's the same on the other side as well. You're being disingenuous. You're not even taking into consideration that this man has been lived the entire life where this has never been a thing. This is a brand new thing that just came out of nowhere. And you trying to go to points that were super rare during his time doesn't help him understand the context of why you feel this way. And some of y'all be lying about why y'all feel that way. You keep trying to put it on other stuff where this is just who I am. No, tell them what was the moment where you was like, you know what? This interests me more than that. And you kept feeding into it. Like, talk about it. Be honest. But you don't want to do that because you don't want to hurt that person's feelings, because if you go into details about what you was up to or what you was doing, there might be some disingenuous conversations involved. Where you kind of was just doing some little weird shit. And you kind of just got stuck in it. That's how it's going to, like, there are so many people who have conversations, and I'm just using that as a hypothetical, but there are so many people who have conversations like that. There are so many women that I know who don't want to talk about their promiscuous past, because even though it's kind of fucking them up, because if they go into details, then they're going to have to say something that's definitely going to make their mother or father cringe. But their mother and father are the reasons why they were doing those things in the first place. So now they have to tiptoe around the conversation, which to me is a little bit disingenuous, and I don't like that. I wish we were stronger as a people, like mentally. But that's why I feel like we need to focus on this whole mental health era, because that's weak. You can go through slavery, systematic oppression, you know what I'm saying, Bush, Ronald Reagan. Y'all can go through all of that. But then when somebody come out and tell you that they think that they're a different sexuality than they identify, oh my God, you're finna have a fucking heart attack. You went through the Great Depression and some old shit, but feelings, emotions, that's where y'all lose your shit. The same can be said on the other side as well, because you're kind of in your feelings and emotions as well, because you're talking about how you feel. Both are cooked. That's the problem, is that one side wants to be right, and both of y'all are kind of right and wrong. And if you could find a middle ground, then you could actually get somewhere. Because you're both kind of being a little bit disingenuous. A little bit. I prefer you guys to all could coexist. I wish everybody had a better relationship with everybody. That's why I speak on the things that I speak on. If you want to take what I'm saying as hate, fuck you. I don't really give a damn. I genuinely don't give a damn. Because it's too much bullshit. I would like to get along with white people, but that's why I need to speak on how I feel. Because if you finna sit up here and act like it's okay that some of y'all get comfortable and then want to start making like racist jokes, then then we can't, there's nothing for me to talk about. Because y'all will sit up here and agree with me and then get cool with me, and then all of a sudden now, man, them people over there is kind of lazy, ain't they? What do you mean by that? You get what I'm saying? Like, I genuinely just think that sometimes white people want to live in a world where we can just do whatever. I genuinely think that's what white privilege is, for real, to me. White privilege is the ability to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and nobody should be able to say anything about it. That's why white guys can twerk in front of black women and they go nuts, like in a good way. We twerk in front of a black woman and this nigga's sassy as fuck. He's gay. Well, he probably is. But if it's a white guy, a heterosexual white guy can do that and you will never question his sexuality. That's what white privilege is. So, and that's why I think everybody thinks that they want it, because it's the ability to not be judged and do whatever the fuck you want to do, sassy or not, weird or not, gay or not, like it doesn't matter. Like, you can just do it. Like, if you made me feel like you were attacking me, I should be able to fall out, cry, and still get you sent to jail because you made me feel some type of way. Based off we should be able to move based off how I feel, whether it's right or wrong. That's what white privilege feels like to me. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, whenever the fuck I want to do it, based off of how I feel in that moment. Not in totality, but in the moment. If you say so. Anywho, I keep trying to wrap it up. So I'm not even finna keep playing with y'all no more. I'm done. That's how niggas with no money sound to women. I see y'all on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.